I want you to ponder for a moment. How many children have you seen that are the whole time with a phone or tablet? What impact it could have in their life as children? I remember an experience with my brother's son who since a very early age knew how to use the phone, but only for entertainment purposes. At first, it could have been seen as a way to keep the child entertained and not interrupt his parents, but it was a damage to his development as a child. He wasn't able to perform well at school, to interact, to have a good communication with other children. He also was very shy and he couldn't keep focus. And every time he was taking the phone away, he would get angry. Today, I want to convince that parents should set boundaries on screen time with their children and discuss the negative effect of excessive screen usage and why this is a serious problem in the life of every child, and finally, what parents should do in order to avoid those consequences. With this in mind, let's understand the issue deeper. The number of children who are using the phone the most of the day is pretty high. As a consequence, there are more low performance students and children with negative behavior because some students can keep focus on their homework. When they are doing their homework, they cannot keep focus on what they are doing. They also don't go further the topic. That's something necessary in order to improve their learning. So they just keep stuck to what is taught at school. Also, children experience negative behavior with their parents or are unable to socialize with other children. It means that they just keep pretty shy. In order to prevent children from being too addicted to the phone, there are some things that parents could do. First, parents could set boundaries in their children in order to reduce their exposition to the screen. Parents could also invite the children to activities outside in order for them to explore our world beyond the phone, the real world. Parents could also help the children interact with many other children to develop their interpersonal communication. The specific solution is to avoid the children to be exposed to the phone for a long time. Instead of exposure to screen, they could do other activities because they are children who are full of energy. So, of course, for them, it will be necessary to keep using all their energy. Doing so, children will get more curious about the real world. They will be healthy and develop physical abilities as well as interpersonal communication, which is the exact point. So setting boundaries prevents children to waste their time in things that are not valuable for them. So inviting children to activities outside also helps them realize that the real world is more fantastic, that the world is not only focused on the phone or on the apps that you were exploring too. So children interaction with other children is also essential in order for them to learn to communicate, interact with others, and become better at group activities. Just remember that one of the most essential skills in life is to work in team or to work with others. You will be exposed to a lot of people that you will have to work with. So interpersonal communications and learn to communicate with others is something that is essential in the life of the child. Some parents may think you shouldn't limit your children since doing so will make your children be more rebellious. In some way, that thought may be true, but not at all. Because there it's where the ability to raise your children effectively played an important role. Instead of making it like you are limiting your children and making it a use of technology, an advantage for them to creatively use their tech time. That would be a great idea in order for them to learn instead of spend time. Therefore, it's crucial to make children that see the real world and that there is more things beyond the screen. Let's compare what could happen if we set boundaries and what will happen if we don't. Imagine that you have your children. Would you let them be the whole time using the phone, exploring apps, and spending their time with the screen? If parents let their children do this, children won't develop the necessary skills to perform well at school and communicate with others. Instead, if parents set boundaries on screen usage and let the children explore the real world, intercommunicate with others, establish relationships, develop their skills, they will live happier. They will perform well at any activities that is presented to them. And that's a great advantage for the development as people. And undoubtedly, as parents, it's a great responsibility to take care of children and guarantee their development. It's time to take action. It's essential for children to be the whole time using a device. And because it's important to keep in mind that they are like sponges that can absorb everything that surrounds them. They are in an age that they can discover and learn so many things. So they should develop their skills doing physical activities, not only keeping all the time with the phone. Like like to live a life with um, no happiness, with no excitement. They should use their energy. They should train their mind with activities that are beneficial for them in order to perform the best in their academic studies. It's time to teach children things that are valuable for them, develop their skills, do things they like the most, and benefit them. Parents should never isolate their children or let them isolate themselves from activities with other children, but to incentive them to establish good communications with others with too many children. Doing so, children will reach their best version of themselves and have a better perception of the world that surrounds them.